I am of marriageable age, according to my mother and her mother, and my uncle, the head administrator at the local public health center, and his wife, the homemaker, and their 22-year-old daughter, Mrs. I, married an engineer with a big fat salary, and my neighbor's distant relative who saw me coming home late last night. And the lady who I sat next to on the bus this morning, her neatly ironed sari getting creased by my extremely short shorts, rubbing against her almost purposely. And Mrs. Bhosle and Mr. Joshi and his son and the son's dog. There's a right time for everything, they say. And now is the time for matrimony. I know this really nice guy. Good job. Great family. Sorry, boss, I say. I lost you at nice. Not that nice is not nice. I mean, who doesn't like a nice guy? For starters, he'll have a clean police record. Unlike my last boyfriend, who's still making rounds of the Shivaji Nagar court for drinking and driving during the Ganesh festival. Also, a nice guy won't shout at you in public. All family disputes in the bedroom. I mean, why give people a chance? Relationship issues are like holes in a sock. As long as you hide them, you're doing just fine. The minute you reveal them, people will talk. And by people, I mean those freeloaders who'll come to your wedding just for the food. And yes, to criticize it later. Ew, those rotis were so dry. You're marrying a Maharashtrian? Why? Yes, we're an extremely racist bunch. At least some of us. I mean, it's okay to be friends with someone from another caste. It's alright even to carry on an affair or two. But marriage? No. I, for instance, come from a scheduled caste. My forefathers and their forefathers were all cobblers. And in certain countries, that would be a proud vocation. Don't get me wrong. We are proud too. Not because we can stitch and mend a shoe, but just for who we are. Hindu, Sambar. And a little bit for who we aren't. Brahmins, for instance, because they're so stuck up. And Marathas, they're too proud. And all the other scheduled castes, why you ask? Well, they're not Sambar. I fell in love with a Punjabi once, and apparently they're too loud for us. And South Indians, they're too dark. And Marwadis, well, they're stingy. And Biharis, hello, I'm Maharashtrian. And that's reason enough. The perfect guy came once, riding on a horse, caste certificate in one hand and a 2-digit salary slip in the other, and I made poha for him and his mother and her brothers and 10,000 inconsequential others. It was the perfect panel for my parents to show off the triumph of raising a well-behaved daughter. She's a postgraduate, my mother had said, pointing at the frame certificate on the wall. Class topper, overachiever, can cook and clean, and a firm believer in everything she was taught. I sat there, drenched in praise, downcast eyes, afraid to meet his gaze. This man who I would be married to soon, washing his dirty underwear piled up from the overseas honeymoon. Will he snore? I asked myself. How long before he farts in bed? And 1,000 questions started running through my head, to which they all gave the same answer. He's a nice guy, they said. I looked up with a smile on my face and handed him another cup of tea. I can't marry you, I told him. And he walked away with perfect grace. But terror struck that night. I had made the biggest mistake of my life. I had let go. No, wait. I had thrown away my only chance at true happiness. I had turned down a perfectly nice guy. But what if I don't want nice, I ask? What if nice is not enough? What if I've dreamt of more than just the agreeable? What if I want someone a little tough, someone who hasn't got it all figured, someone who can shout, someone who can fight right in the middle of a crowded street, someone who won't tell me his frickin' lineage when we first meet. Instead, he'll share with me his dreams, his utopian aspirations to make the perfect world. Someone who'll tell me his quirks instead of his salary, his secret smoking spot in the guest room gallery. And someone who may even tell me his race, and when I try to keep a straight face, he'll crack the exact stereotypical joke that came to my mind, and we'll both laugh, brushing that aside. And I'll ask him if he'll stay for another cup of tea and poha that the Maushi had made. Not me.